It's good to see you again in our daily bulletin and following are the headlines. President Trần Đại Quang receives President of World Vision International Kevin Jenkins. FDI attraction hits $16.4 billion in 9 months. Mekong Delta province of Kiên hosts folk music festival. On September 28, President Trần Đại Quang received President of the World Vision International, Kevin Jenkins, who is on a working visit to Vietnam.
President Quang applauded World Vision International's introduction of its sustainable and comprehensive approaches to poverty reduction in Vietnam. He suggested the organization to continue helping Vietnam deal with difficulties regarding rural development, healthcare, and education infrastructure for residents living in remote and mountainous areas, as well as disaster mitigation. For his part, Jenkins said the World Vision International will assist Vietnam in poverty reduction, sustainable development, and respond to climate change. He also thanked the Vietnamese leader for his support for World Vision International's activities in the country.
Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte started his 2-day official visit to Vietnam on September 28 at the invitation of President Trần Đại Quang.
This is the first visit to Vietnam and the first overseas trip by President Rodrigo Duterte since he took office on June 30th this year. During the visit, Vietnamese and Philippine leaders will discuss measures to promote strategic partnerships in the time ahead, especially in politics, security, defense, economy, and trade. They will also exchange views on regional and international issues of mutual concerns. Vietnam and the Philippines set up diplomatic ties in July 1976. Two-way trade has been growing in recent years, with top $2.92 billion in 2015 and $1.72 billion in the first 7 months of 2016. By the end of 2015, the Philippines ran 73 investment projects worth some $303 million in Vietnam, ranking the 31st out of the 101 countries and territories investing in Vietnam. So far, Vietnam has only 2 projects in the Philippines.
Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc has urged the central province of Quảng Nam to uphold its strength for comprehensive development. The government leader made the request during a working session with provincial officials in Hanoi on September 28.
Prime Minister Phúc noted that Quảng Nam is a large province in the central region, boasting seaports, an airport, and cultural heritage sites, which are potentials for stronger development. Since its re-establishment 20 years ago, Quảng Nam has made efforts to raise its budget collection and will be able to contribute to the state budget by 2017. In the first 9 months of 2015, the province's budget collection reached 12.5 trillion dong, up 40% over the same period last year. The Prime Minister asked the province to map out a longer vision on its future development in order to take suitable and drastic measures. Participants suggested Quảng Nam continue promoting offshore fishing and develop coastal aquaculture and tourism development. It should also make a plan to develop Chu Lai Port into an international entreport and enhance tourism links with other regional provinces from Thừa Thiên Huế to Khánh Hòa.
The World Bank has announced its Vietnam Development Report detailing challenges and opportunities facing the sector.
The report, Transforming Vietnamese Agriculture, Gaining More from Less, says to remain competitive in the international market, Vietnam needs to improve supply, quality, and food safety with added value. It outlines an agenda of short and longer term, strengthening of public and market institutions, which will be needed to achieve the ambitious goals for Vietnam's agriculture and overall food system. The report notes Vietnam's agricultural sector has made enormous progress. The country has emerged as one of the world's leading exporters of agro-food commodities and is among the top 5 for aquatic products: rice, coffee, tea, cashews, black pepper, rubber, and cassava. However, the sector is experiencing a low quality of growth as shown by low profits for smallholder farmers, considerable underemployment among agricultural workers, unreliable product quality and food safety, and limited technological and institutional innovation. Agricultural growth has mostly involved an increase in cropping areas and more intense use of inputs such as fertilizers and natural resources such as water. The report offers various policy recommendations to address the challenges. The government can deploy an effective combination of improved regulations, better incentives, and streamlined services to stimulate and monitor a greener agriculture and a more effective food safety and consumer protection system. It can help with policy instruments to better manage agriculture-related risks, as well as create and maintain a favorable, enabling environment for agribusiness.
Vietnam attracted $16.4 billion in foreign direct investment by September 20th, equivalent to 95.8% of the amount reported in the same period last year. More details coming up next.
Of the total, $11.17 billion came from 1,820 new projects, and the remaining $5.26 billion from investment added to 851 existing projects. According to the Foreign Investment Agency, FDI disbursement surged 12.4% year-on-year to an estimated $11 billion in the period. Foreign investors poured money into 19 sectors, with manufacturing and processing industries topping the list with $12.15 billion, accounting for 73.9% of the total registered FDI. It was followed by the real estate and science technology sectors, with $1 billion and nearly $650 million representing 6.1% and 3.9% of the total FDI respectively. Among 65 countries and territories investing in Vietnam in the reviewed period, the Republic of Korea remained the lead investor with $5.58 billion, making up 34% of the FDI poured into the country. Singapore was the runner-up with $1.84 billion, making up 11.2%. Japan ranked third with $1.7 billion, 10.3%. Haiphong and Hanoi cities in the north and the southern provinces of Dong Nai and Binh Xuân were the most attractive destinations for foreign investors.
Vietnam's central bank has so far this year bought over $10 billion in foreign exchange, increasing the country's reserves to a record high of more than $40 billion.
The State Bank of Vietnam said the figure is up sharply from $28.6 billion late last year. One of the reasons for the huge foreign exchange buying is bank's massive liquidity. In the period, bank deposits rose 11%, while lending grew at only 9.2%. To mop up some of the money, the central bank has consistently bought the greenback and also stepped up issuance of short-term treasury bonds in Vietnamese dong. Another reason for the foreign exchange rate stability is the plentiful availability of the greenback. By August 20th, disbursements for the year by foreign investors topped $9.8 billion, an 8.9% rise from the same period last year. Meanwhile, demand for foreign exchange has shown no signs of increasing, because imports have tended to go down in recent months. All this means there will not be too much pressure on the foreign exchange market during the rest of the year. Analysts expect no volatility in exchange rates during the period. But they said the government and the central bank should identify the targets that need to be given priority and regulate exchange rates based on them.
Vietnam expects to earn $900 million from exporting beverage products by 2035. The Ministry of Industry and Trade has set the goal in a freshly announced plan. Under the new plan to 2025 with a vision to 2035, the Ministry of Industry and Trade has targeted the development of a modern industry which can compete in global integration. Accordingly, the focus will be placed on applying technologies to improve product quality, diversify products, and build brand names. Beer production output will reach 4.1 billion liters by 2020, then 4.6 billion liters by 2025, and 5.5 billion liters by 2035, according to the planning. Liquor output will remain the same at 350 million liters. The export revenue is also expected to double from $450 million to $900 million during the period. The ministry estimated that the industry would need a total of 27.3 trillion Vietnam dong, equivalent to $1.2 billion investments during the next 4 years. A folk music festival featuring artists from across the country is underway in Rexha City, the Mekong Delta province of Kiên Giang. More in the following report. The event, part of the National Tourism Year 2016, Phu Quoc Mekong Delta, aims to build culture and promote national artistic forms. The festival brought together more than 1,000 artists, actors and musicians from 40 amateur artistic groups from 39 provinces and cities across the country.
Folk melodies performed at the festival are hoped to receive huge encouragement from all walks of life, particularly younger generations who are perceived of treasuring the nation's traditional music quintessence.
The festival is a good chance for people in Kiên Giang to learn about national musical instruments and enjoy traditional music of each region. The event will conclude on September 30th. Work on a sand statue park was launched in Phan Thiết City, the central coastal province of Bình Thuận, aiming to offer a new tourism product for visitors.
The 1.3-hectare park will display various statues featuring fairy tales and legends of Vietnam and the world, which is made entirely of natural sand by sculptors from 12 countries worldwide. The People's Committee of Bình Thuận said it expects that the park will be a draw to attract more tourists to the beach city. On September 30th, the first statue, a work by Dutch sculptor Marianne Hassans, Italian sculptor Leonardo Ugolini, and Belgian artist Nguyen David, will be unveiled. The Sand Statue Park is scheduled to open in late January 2017.
The Vietnam Spring-Summer 2017 Fashion Week will take place from September 29th to October 2nd in Hanoi. More details coming up next.
The event will bring about 1,000 new designs by 27 designers from Vietnam, Malaysia, and Italy to the catwalk. About 50 top models will perform at the Fashion Week, with highlights being the Haute Couture Night, comprising 11 collections. The annual event aims to create a competitive arena for designers, promote the Vietnamese fashion industry, and offers new trends to meet Vietnamese fashion demand. Additionally, the Vietnam International Fashion Week for the autumn-winter season will be held in Hanoi for the first time from November 1st to 6th.
And that has wrapped up our bulletin. Thank you for joining us, and see you next time.